Weston and I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 57 of the regular season. Astros win 13-1 over the Toronto Blue Jays playing in Buffalo. And for like the fourth time this year, I'm not feeling that great. I'm really congested. Allergies are destroying me. My eyes are watering a lot, so if it looks like I'm crying, I am not. And I'm also sorry if I sound really bad. There is simply nothing I can do. And of course, the Astros, on the night that I'm not feeling that well, have a 13-run game. The last time I wasn't feeling super good was Igor Shesterkin's first career shutout. Because my teams love to do historic things on the nights that I'm not feeling that well. So, I'm going to try to breeze through this as fast as I can, because I am really not feeling great. First inning, Astros sent out on 7 pitches, and the exact words out of my mouth were, good job, Astros, really making them work for that inning of work. And then Greinke said, I bet, 4 pitches, dust his hands, move to the dugout, let's go. Greinke was magnificent tonight, man. He had one mistake all night. So for scoring, right? Excuse me. Astros would get a 1-run lead in the 4th off of a Yordan Alvarez double. In the 5th, Altuve would hit a sac fly to score Miles Straw. After that, Correa would homer to make it a 3-0 ball game. In the 6th, Maldonado, Martin Maldonado, of all people, yanks one out to left field. It is gone. Grand slam, 7-0 Astros. Which, that was a shock, if I'm being honest with you. I was not expecting Martin Maldonado to hit a grand slam tonight whatsoever. In the 7th, Diaz would homer to make it an 8-0 ball game. Grichuk would homer in the 7th for them to make it an 8-1 ball game. But that was the extent of their damage for tonight. In the 8th, the Astros would tack on quite a few more. Maldonado would single to make it a 9-1 ball game. That would score Straw. Altuve would single to make it 10-1. Correa with a 3-run shot, 13-1. 6 straight hits for the Astros, because then after that, Diaz would get a single. But man, oh man, the Astros tonight were unreal. And Greinke as well. Zach Greinke, man. Complete game. 1 run allowed. Only got 3 strikeouts. But walked 1 guy. Only gave up a couple of hits. Only 6 on the night. What a game for Zach Greinke, man, oh man. This was one of his best games as an Astro, and he is having a nice little stretch. Now with Zach Greinke. The last few games, his last 3 games, yeah. Tonight, the complete game, game before last was 8 innings of 1-run ball, so a pair of really nice games for Zach Greinke, which is great. That's what you want out of him. He's the older presence in the rotation, so he really needs to step up and be a good pitcher for the Astros, which, if he can hover around that 3.3, 3.2 ERA, I'm happy with that. It's just the 4 ERA that isn't really working for me. And obviously tonight was a fantastic game by him. Did it in just over a hair, 100 pitches, so 102 for the night for him. 75 strikes, though. He attacked the zone, got a ton of weak contact. Great game for Zach Greinke. It was dazzling. Like, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about Zach Greinke tonight. He was for the offense. I mean, who didn't deliver? Altuve, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored, a walk as well. He has been dominant over the last little bit, Jose Altuve. Last 30 games for Jose, the mini GOAT himself. The last 30 games, 17 walks, 18 strikeouts, a 317 batting average, and a 399 on base, with a 512 slugging. So that is fantastic for the mini GOAT, Jose Altuve. Looking like that old classic mid-2010s Altuve that we were all accustomed to, which is great. Correa, batting right next to him, had another great night. 2 for 5, but 2 home runs, which, that's hilarious. By the way, all the people there that were booing, I thought was hilarious because, they have Springer now. Granted, he isn't playing yet. He's played 4 games all this year, but I could be incorrect. But to my knowledge, my thinking cap, I do believe George Springer was a member of the 2017 Astros. I think he might have even been a pretty darn good member and a pretty darn important one in the World Series run. I could be wrong, though. I'm just a guy from Florida. Who's to say? Diaz had a very nice night. 3 for 6. an RBI, 2 runs scored. Fantastic. Yuli Gurriel had a pair of hits. York not only had one, but he also had the error where he reached on basically a double that was just out of the reach of the outfielder. So he was on base a few times. McCormick had a single. He scored a pair of runs. Sorry that my voice is just kind of really messed up right now. Miles Straw was 3 for 4, pair of runs. Fantastic night from him. And Martin Maldonado, 2 for 5, 5 RBIs, the grand slam. Absolute offensive outburst for the Astros tonight. Great game for the Astros, 16 hits. And they absolutely clobbered the Blue Jays. So that's 14 runs in 2 games. That's a positive. But 1 run was scored in one of the games is not great. But I'm not going to complain. This was a great game by the Astros. Offense was fantastic. Correa has the first home run and the first multi-home run game for the Astros in that stadium, in the Blue Jays Stadium, which is actually Buffalo, which is actually the second stadium they've used this year because they were in Florida. And they're in now Buffalo because they can't be in Toronto. Because of reasons I don't know. Anyway, that was it for the game. Fantastic for Houston. A really, really good win. Back within a half game of Oakland, but will probably be a full game by tonight. But what is important is they are now in sole possession of the wild card spot, the 5th spot in the league. However, the bad thing is the person who has the other wild card spot is Boston, which they happen to be very good. But we did beat them 3 out of 4, so if we had to face them in a wild card game way down the line, that would be possible. That's way far off. This is only game 57. There's still over 100 more. So that's really not where my mind should be, but it is. Anyway, that's it for this game. We play tomorrow at 3:07 Eastern, 2:07 Central. It will be Urquidy on the mound. Hopefully we can win the second game of the series and win the series in general. And hopefully I will be better in not talking like I'm, like I have a pillow on my face. Anyway, that is all I have to say for tonight. Thank you for bearing with me again. I'm very sorry about that. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Astros.